Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check it off, because we make getting vaccinated easy. You've got this, because we've got you. To learn more, visit yougotthis.usaging.org.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and we have one of my favorite of all time shows and friends here from Infinity. We got a great show in store for you. We're going to tell you all about the programs they do there. We have students from Infinity and a very special, unbelievable, professional level performance towards the end. I can't tell you anything more, but stay tuned. Okay. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everybody enjoyed summer yesterday. It's spring today. It should be winter by tomorrow. We had snow, 2 days ago or whatever it was. We were driving, it was Thursday night. I was driving to Jamestown, up in Mayville, and I said to her, what's all that white stuff along the road? Because I live in Ripley. We didn't have any of this stuff there. And my wife said, that's snow. What? Anyways, that's the way it is here in Chautauqua County. But I think it's going to be a great week weather-wise, and today is supposed to be raining. I think we were all saying about, was it about 7 o'clock, 7:15 today? I don't know how it was out here, but it was like nighttime. Unreal. But anyways, so let's start right off. Good morning, wherever you are in the world. We are streaming live throughout, anywhere in the world, maybe the universe, I'm not sure. Good afternoon for all my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people. Watch this. We broadcast Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Do you like that? We're a team here. We just kind of pop these things right up. So Tuesday at 1 o'clock, thanks. I think you're going to enjoy this, and some of the voices and people that you're going to hear, you will recognize. Also, remember, throughout the show, we're going to have another one of these pop up in a second, watch. Throughout the show, if you want to call in, ready? Here comes. Pretty cool, huh? You can call in live at 716-753-5225. Well done, Jeff, by the way. Throughout the week, if we're not on the air throughout the week, but if you want to contact us throughout the week with any messages, announcements, fundraisers, and so forth, just write to me at chautauquasunrise@gmail.com. But today you can call in and tell us how wonderful all these students are and what a good job they did and so on. I want to say good afternoon to my friends in the Ukraine, Natalia and friends. James in Kenya, if you happen to be watching, I know sometimes you check in with us. And of course, anyone that's watching anywhere. My cousins in Holland, Belgium, folks throughout New York State, and wherever. Okay, so we got a fun show in store for you. I don't have a lot of comments because I want to get to my announcements, and then I want to get to my friends that are waiting in the wings. Everybody relax. We'll get to you. Just calm down. They can't wait to get on the show with me. We actually have an audience today. How many we got here? Go 1, 2, 3. We got like 5 people in the audience. That's like a record. Okay. Actually, years ago when we did Northern Catholic School, remember we had about 14 students here and about 38 parents. Woo, that was a crazy day. Celebrating young talent. I'm going to read this, but we're going to talk about this at great length. This is from Infinity, who's also all here today. But I want to read it to you. Coming up, a night of music, art, dance, theater, and community celebration is on the horizon as Infinity Visual and Performing Arts prepares to host its annual Spring Showcase. I should have one of those echoes. Spring Showcase. Presented by Merrill Lynch of Jamestown on Saturday, April 26th at 7 p.m. in the Washington Middle School Auditorium. For more than 2 decades, Infinity's annual Spring Showcase has honored the hard work and creative growth of Infinity's young musicians and artists. This year's performance highlights students from across the region who have spent months rehearsing, creating, and collaborating to bring an unforgettable night of youth-led performance to life. Oh, all right. I got to read this part, I guess. Infinity Artist Director Jamie Lee Bonfiglio Davis shares, our Spring Showcase is more than just a performance. It's a milestone. It's a chance for our students to step into the spotlight and show the heart, dedication, and passion they've poured into their art all year. Am I doing okay? Great. Okay. The show is a reminder of what's possible when I use my radio voice from time to time. This show is a reminder of what's possible when young people are given the space and support to shine. The evening will feature a wide variety of student performances, including rock bands, my favorite, vocal ensembles, also my favorite, musical theater, and dance, along with visual art and photography displayed in a small gallery at the event's entrance. Student MCs will guide the audience through the show, offering a glimpse into the energy and enthusiasm that defines Infinity's learning environment. Guess what? Raffle baskets will be available during the event, offering community members a chance to support the organization while winning prizes from local businesses, including cash and gift cards. Now, a note from our friend Shane Hawkins, the executive director. She says, Spring Showcase is always a reminder of what community support can do. When you watch these young people take the stage, some for the very first time, you see firsthand how the arts can empower, connect, and uplift. It's a night we look forward to every year. Okay, how much does it cost, Justin? $0. It's free for attendees under 18. More information is available at Infinity Performing Arts, all one word, .org. Okay, and if you have any questions, give them a call, 664-0991. Okay, coming up, what?
It was her announcement. She should have read it.
Coming up, Comedy Festival. Okay, Jon Stewart, Bill Murray, and his Blood Brothers. I'm not sure what that's all about. Saturday Night Live's Mikey Day, Streeter, Seidel, and more are set to appear at the National Comedy Center's Comedy Festival in August. This is sort of one of those mark your calendar things. The National Comedy Center, the nation's museum and cultural institution dedicated to comedy, announced today or the other day that Jon Stewart and Bill Murray and folks that I mentioned will be headlining the event. An evening with Jon Stewart will take place on Saturday, August 9, with Stewart bringing his incisive stand-up comedy to the stage. On Sunday, August 10, a stand-up showcase to be followed by a rock and blues concert featuring Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers. I can't even imagine those guys. That'd be a riot. Will fill the arena with an evening of comedy and music, a live blues and classic rock performance, along with stand-up by some of today's top talent from around the country. All right. The festival lineup will also feature Saturday Night Live cast member and writer Mikey Day and head writer Streeter Seidel. Streeter. Why did I come up with a name like that? That'd be Streeter Hamels. Who will join the National Comedy Center for an onstage dialogue curated for Comedy's National Archive, offering an inside look at the groundbreaking show at the festival as the festival honors Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary and explores its lasting impact on comedy. Seidel and Day's visit also commemorates the Washington's Dream sketch cue cards being ascensioned into the National Comedy Center's museum. I think that's what they're referring to. They used to hold up cards, and then the comedians would read off of them and so forth. So I guess they're going to put a bunch of those in there. All right, so the tickets are available for Stewart and Murray. They go on sale. Hold on. Oh, April 25 and throughout May 1. So you're going to get tickets. I suggest you get them now. That's going to be really great. All right. So I think we're going to leave that part. Let's go to some other events. My friends at Lakeshore Center for the Arts, they're going to be performing something very special called Agnes of God. It's going to be directed by Tim Newell, starring my former director, Tina Rauza, Karen Seeger-Cockrum, and Emily Berry. I say Tina Rauza was my former director because she directed me in a show, and I kept telling her, I'm a rock musician, I'm not an actor. She really pushed me hard. She was a tough director. She yelled at me one time with another actor so loud that I almost passed out. She was so loud. I can hear you. She did. That's what directors are supposed to do. The powerful themes and frank discussions in this play are best suited to mature audiences. Tickets are only $20. If you're interested in attending, which I highly recommend, go to Lakeshore Center for the Arts, all one word.com, or call 224-2135. All right. When is it? It's going to be May 2 at 7, May 3 at 7, May 4 at 2. They usually do a Sunday matinee. Then the following weekend, May 9, 7, May 10th at 7, May 11th at 2. Okay? Now, lots of things happening over at Lakeshore. Juice Box 1-act plays, that's the one with the picture with the cherry there, are being cast. We are in need of the following crew positions for the 3rd annual Juice Box 1-act play festival. Come join the fun, and it's going to be taking place from July 25 through the 27th and August 1 through 3. All right, so they're looking for stage managers, costume crew, props person, stage hands. Anybody interested, give Pat Carroll a call at 679-5227. 679-5227. And as I've talked to you all before, I've been in a number of productions there. It's a great, great venue. It's nice because the audience is close to the actual performance, and the actors are always top-notch, except for maybe on occasion on me. Okay, then throughout Westfield this weekend, the Bunny Hop Stop, and that's going to be today. They had something yesterday, but today from 11 to 2, okay, there's a poster there, Easter movie and an Easter egg hunt, and that's going to be throughout the community, so you can stop at a lot of the various venues and you can see more of what's going on, but just all kinds of things, and you can look things up right on that. I can't read everything from here, but it's much like they do at the Christmas time in November and so forth, various. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Bunny Hop. Thank you, Jeff. Sometimes my announcements are like in parts. So this is what's going to happen. The Golden Egg Hunt. Crafts, treats, meet the Easter Bunny, and face painting. That's today from 10 a.m. in Moore Park. There's an Easter egg hunt. So yeah, it was 46 minutes to get over there, but you guys stay here and watch my show, so no Easter egg for you. Biblical Story of Easter is sponsored by the Westfield First Baptist Church. Today from 10 to 2. Oh, that's at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Patterson Library, they have live rabbits. Take and make craft, Easter fun treats, and then from 11 to 2 at the Lakeshore Center for the Arts is a children's Easter movie, and then tonight from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. do the bunny hop through Westfield Shops for treats. Find the golden eggs and sign up for a prize. Meet the Easter Bunny on Main or at the library. There's going to be Franklin's kettle corn and face painting at the Moore Park, then full strength coffee. Okay, in case you have a question real quick, you can give Marilyn Hemmer a call, 753-6043. So that's happening today, starting in now 45 minutes. And finally, let's go back to Jamestown at the Reg. It's the sound of solidarity. Broader pop culture has finally caught up with what musicologists, record collectors, and gangsta grass have been telling us for years, that black culture is foundational to both country and hip hop. That's true. And that these genres have more in common than record label marketing would have us believe. No Depression magazine says Gangsta Grass is a multiracial collective of musicians who demolish, their word, every preconception you have about country music and hip-hop music. These string pickers and MCs create a shared cultural space for a dialogue and connection with folks that usually never intersect, okay? So that's coming up Saturday, April 26th at the Reg. All right, we're gonna have a little break and then we got a great show in store for you, so stay tuned.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
I have here is a mark your calendar, May 3rd. There's going to be the Derby Festival for the race, you know, Mayville VFW, and we're going to have more information probably, I think, next week on that. So there's going to be a big Derby party, Kentucky Derby, you know, the races, the horses, not cows, horses run, and the cow race is a different one. May 3rd over at the VFW in Mayville. All right, so with no further ado, I want to welcome back to the show my friend Jamie Lee Bonfiglio Davis, the longest name that we put on a marquee here, but cool, very cool. Jamie, you're the assistant director?
Artistic director.
Artistic. Mm-hmm. Did you have a title different before that?
No, yeah, instructor.
See, I told you. So you got a promotion.
So we created a position for me a few years back.
Very nice. So lots of people watch this show, but a lot of people may not know what Infinity is, and I talk about it quite often, and you all send me notices, you know, announcements just about every week. So what's the elevator speech, as we call it, for Infinity? What is it?
So Infinity Visual and Performing Arts is what the title says it is. It's a performance, visual and art program for youth.
Youth being how old to what? How old?
So we do as early as 3 to 4 years old.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Usually we want them, you know, it depends on the instructor. We want them potty trained. That's a big thing for us. But 3 to 4 years old, some instructors will go as early as 3 and as old as 18 when it comes to youth, but we also have adult students that are able to participate in the program. But with a student, like they might sign up for an individual membership to do a private lesson of some sort, and they, with that, for any youth, they get any group classes for free with that membership. So they get a 30-minute private lesson 4 times a month, and then in addition to that, any of the group classes that we have available to them is something that they can sign up for too, all part of their private lesson.
Okay, so you know we always try to get the information out, regardless of how much it is or whatever, because I know you do have scholarships.
Sure.
So what does it cost for someone a year to participate in Infinity?
It's a monthly membership of $80 a month.
Okay.
We also have scholarships available on a sliding scale too.
Okay, and this is what, once a week?
They meet once a week with a private lesson teacher for 30 minutes a week. And they can also meet once a week with a group class. So for example, someone might come to a private lesson with an art teacher, but then they're like, oh, I really want to sing, or I do the musicals in school. So they'll join one of our group classes and do a musical theater number as well and be part of that and perform on stage. Or it might work the opposite way, where a student is in a wants to take a private voice class or a private guitar lesson. And then they're like, but I really love art. So then we have group art classes that they can join. Or if a kid just wants to try something new, we have like art explorers for very young ones. We even have an infinite exploration that is a private lesson. So if your child is really interested in music or playing a different instrument or even different types of art forms, they can sign up with a teacher that knows a variety of things, and they can try different instruments out or different art out, and then decide, oh, you know, I'm 7, 8 years old. I don't know what I like yet, and then they realize, oh, I love the guitar, so that's where they stick with it for a while.
So this is where? Where would you find Infinity?
Where you would find information on Infinity?
No, where do you go?
Oh, where do you
Physically,
go?
Where do you go? Where is it?
You go to 301 East 2nd Street in Jamestown, New York.
So that's just before the high school?
Yep, so if you're on 2nd Street, it's a one-way street. You're going to pass the police station, and if you look, there's our sister Pearl City Clay House across the
Yeah,
street.
we've had them out here.
Yeah, they're really great. And then Infinity is on the left. And then if you keep going to the high school, you've missed us. But we're right there. Yeah, we're located there. We have a 14,000 square foot facility there.
Well, as you know, I've been there a few times, and whenever I go there, I make sure I don't lose track of my guide. I told, was it Laura?
Yes.
I said, I need some little white stones, because if I lose you, I got to figure out how to get back to the front door.
Right, as long as it's stones and not breadcrumbs.
That's true. No. Okay, so let's see here. What I was going to ask you. Oh, yes. So it's in Jamestown. So this is probably just for Jamestown kids?
No, actually, it's funny that you say that because it's all over Chautauqua County. But when COVID hit, we went to digital lessons. So we opened it up to anyone that has a internet connection. And so we've had students, and still students from like New York City. We had a student from Alaska. We've had students from all over the United States.
I did not know that. It was from around the country.
Yeah. If you can sign up and fit in and don't mind a digital lesson, we can provide lessons to you. We have instructors who are willing to do that.
That's pretty cool.
We even have an instructor who teaches offsite and does her digital lessons because she moved out of state and does some digital lessons for her students as well.
You know, I say this all the time, but and I say this in the most sincere way, if there was an Infinity when I was growing up, Eric Clapton would be number 2. 2.
Yeah.
I'm serious, because if people are watching right now, you think about how did anybody learn to play the piano? They had a piano teacher. But there were very few like rock guitarists around. You had to go see the bands. You had to go to a music store. There was no YouTube or Facebook or anything. You really had to go like oral tradition. You had to go that type of thing.
Figure out, usually go to a music store that's selling the instruments and sign up through there, yeah. And
so
even still, we support the schools. The schools do great things with their more traditional instruments, but when it comes to like the rock, the drum kit and all of that stuff, we really want to get kids in there, and then we get kids into bands.
Yeah. So it's super.
They learn how to play together in a band, which is a huge.
And this is not bragging whatsoever, but just to share with you, you may not even know this, but I performed when it was over at the old DMV building.
Oh, really?
Yep. We did, well, I can't remember what it was. It was some kind of like a hootenanny type thing where we invited people across the county to come out and bring instruments, and we had all kinds of folks there, older folks, country western people and stuff. And then when you moved to 2nd Street, Bill Russell and I played, and Adam McKillop actually sat in with us one time. But today we have a very special presentation.
I'm super excited.
And I can now say that I have performed solo at the Infinity the other day, but it's just terrific. And I just wish we had had something like this. So bravo. I mean, this is just a great opportunity. And even if you don't, go on to be an Eric Clapton or whatever, dancer or photographer, these are skills that you can take with you into life, and they help you learn in school and socialize and become part of a group and so on, right?
And it's a different level of creative thinking that we add to it. But in addition to that, we try to encourage our students to get on stage to be brave, and that's something that you have to do every day in life and as you get older. So we encourage them to come on TV shows and talk to you so that they get used to these experiences.
I read an interview, I think it was about a year ago, about Ringo Starr. That guy was one of the Beatles.
Oh, yeah, I heard of him.
A drummer. And he said every time he goes on stage, even today, and he's like in his 80s, he still's nervous.
Yeah.
Because you want to do a good job.
Because you care.
Because you care. And you get those butterflies, and then after you hit the first chord or the first paint stroke or whatever it is, and it all melts away, and there you are. Do you get nervous when you go in?
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. Yeah, me too. And today's no
No
different.
exception.
So,
I really wanted to. You can blame Justin for that.
okay, all right.
It's all his fault.
Always. So today we have some folks with us, and I don't want to talk too much, but at the end of the show, I want to talk a little bit more about the Spring Festival.
Okay, sure.
So let's start out with our very first student that we're going to talk to, and her name is Eulalia March.
Yes.
I think I said that correctly. I practiced names ahead of time, even yours. Okay, so I'm going to let you talk a little bit with her, and I'll jump in wherever. So tell us a little bit and go
Hi,
from there.
Eulalia. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. I love this morning. So tell me, we did something a little different last year for our spring showcase, and you were part of that. So do you want to tell the audience what it was that we did and what you did specifically?
We performed for around an hour.
Oh, it was you had about 90 minutes total.
I had 90 minutes.
Oh,
I
no.
was live painting
Uh-huh.
in front of the audience throughout the entire performance.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, I cannot wait. My friend is actually live painting. And it's an amazing performance. So while everyone is on stage, I'm live painting.
It's a little different, though, because you're an artist. Eulalia is an artist, and it's a little different for you to perform. Like your art now is becoming a performance. Like people are watching you put together a piece of art in a short period of time, right? Does art usually only take you 90 minutes, or did you have to train for that?
It does depend on the artist, but for me personally, I do enjoy fast-paced art and live painting. That sort of.
That's why her art teacher picked her, probably.
Yes.
Ashley Pickering chooses a lot of the students that are going to do it, but she does work with you too to make sure that you have things done. Doc needs to take lessons with Ashley.
All right, there you go. I just did fast art. That's about my level. Thank you. So what kind of art do you do?
I do illustration, painting, digital art. It's all taught at Infinity, any medium, 3D art as well, which is basically either sculpting or fabrics.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
At Infinity, I've been at Infinity since 2018, but I've
Holy
been
cow.
doing art for most of my entire life.
Right out of the
So-
diaper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Art is part of your family too.
Yes.
And so is music. Eulalia is not telling you that she's and I didn't tell you, she's also a voice student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do all that at Infinity?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I always ask students this. Look at that camera and tell any student why they should join Infinity.
There aren't many outlets for young artists and creators in schools and places, and Infinity is one of these special hubs where you can kind of learn and just find people who also share interests as you do. And it's just an extremely useful, not only for community, but also to access skills that you would not have been able to learn or look into if you not have this sort of outlet. So I definitely recommend to at least try a lesson once or twice to see if you'd like to explore that type of creativity.
Wow. Well done. That really capsulized it. Thank you. How old are you?
I'm 16,
So you're what, a junior, sophomore?
sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay, I don't know. So you got a couple more years of high school, so you're going to continue at Infinity, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, and then what?
And then I'm going to try to go to college, go to art college.
Okay, and do what?
I don't really know yet, actually. I'm hoping to go into illustration
Cool.
and just explore what I can.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping to go into some sort of art form. May it be digital or traditional.
Do you have someone that you idolize in the field, like any particular artist or illustrator?
I think my teacher, Miss Ashley.
Who's that?
She's my art teacher at Infinity. She's been teaching me for years now.
And her name is?
Ashley Pickering.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's a landscape artist and also does amazing realistic drawings of animals and plants and nature. And I just absolutely love how she brings so much life to not only her lessons, but also the art she makes.
And I think that's what Infinity is all about, is mentoring.
Yes.
And having someone that's ahead of you, and you stand on their shoulders, and they stood on somebody else's shoulders, and so on. And that's a developmental thing, so good for you. So I'm going to let you loose here in a minute, but tell us what you're going to do this morning.
I'm going to be live painting.
Live painting.
Yes.
This is a first for the show. We've never done this before. I have to tell you honestly, I laid awake at 3 o'clock this morning figuring out how we were going to set this whole setup today, and I did not know. No, I like these challenges, and then I told Justin. He kind of looked at me. He went right to work, and we had a talk with Jeff and everything. So I'm really looking forward to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little public service announcement, and then we're going to bring on somebody that you kind of know, I think. So Eulalia, we are looking forward to watching your art as you produce it, and hopefully we'll get some camera shots. So Jeff, let's take a little breather, and then we'll switch our guest, okay?
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
Yeah, you're good. You did fantastic.
Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
I laugh at that one every time I see it because it kind of was based on my life's history. Cooking and everything. All right, so we just heard from Eulalia, and we have her sister.
We do.
Okay, so I'll let you do the intros.
Hi, Ophelia.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
So, well, your sister is actually doing live art right behind you over there. You're probably used to her painting all the time, right? But are you an artist as well? Like, do you paint?
I'm not the best at painting, but I do like making like pottery at the Pearl City Clay House.
Little advertisement there.
That is, we didn't even pay her for that.
Well done.
Well, so you do a lot at Pearl City. Your whole family does. Do you want to tell us like a little bit about Pearl City real quick, and why did you want to promote it so much?
Well, my mother and my sister are both members at the Pearl City Clay House, and it's really cool because not only does it help Infinity with teaching people how to do things, but it also gives funding towards Infinity.
Right, all the proceeds from Pearl City goes directly to keep Infinity programs working. But enough about that. Let's talk about you. Ophelia, how old are you?
I am 12.
And you take lessons at Infinity, correct? What lessons do you take?
I take drumming. I used to do ballet there and clarinet.
Okay, and so currently you are drumming. And how many years have you been drumming?
Since kindergarten, so about like 7-8 years.
Holy mackerel.
7-8 years. And you have a unique position this year as a 12-year-old. We do a big spring showcase opener and closer, and we bring a bunch of students together that don't typically play together into a band. So you're our spring showcase band drummer. What is it like to play with a band? Have you done that before?
This is my first time playing with other people in a band.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really excited, and plus my sister, not that one.
My sister.
Other sister, Lavinia, she's going to be doing the violin during it.
Yes. So you're playing with your sister. Have you guys ever played together before?
Not really, because she just recently got an electric violin, and my drums usually are way too loud for her.
Yes, that makes sense.
All right, whoa. I got to think, other than the bagpipes, those are two instruments that every parent cringes when it comes into the house. I want a bagpipe, by the way. And violin and drums. Your sister got her violin really well tuned, I hope. Instead, it sounds like a cat screaming.
She's great.
Yeah, she's really good.
So what songs are you gonna play? Can you give us a little hint? You can't tell us all, but just one or two.
Well, we have Just As You Are.
Okay.
and then the other one is from the musical Hairspray. You Can't Stop the Beat.
Okay, and you're playing the drums for the first time. How many people are in this band?
There are like a lot. Like we have a chorus, we have some trumpets, we have a couple of violins,
We have
like
a
two,
clarinet,
some
flute.
We call it,
clarinets.
where I come from, we call that an orchestra.
Well, they started with a core rock band. Cody Hiller conducts it to like really bring it together, but he wanted to do more. So we had Chris Bell. He is originally from Frithburg. He arranged it for our students at their level.
Okay, cool. So, have you practiced yet with everybody?
A couple of times.
How hard is it?
It's not too hard. I'd say Just As You Are is one of the easier songs, and then You Can't Stop the Beat is like medium.
Okay. And what I always found difficult when I was thrown in situations like that is, the bass player is like offbeat, or the drummer can't hear the singers, and the singers can't hear So how's that working out for y'all?
Well, it's pretty good, yeah. Sometimes we have a pretty small room, not like a really small room, but when we got everybody in there, it was like there wasn't enough room to like do stuff. It was really funny.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Infinity itself, because I know you have a great, I don't know what you call it, your theater?
A cafe. We call it a performance space, but yeah.
That's a cafe?
Well, we call it, it's like
It's
the
huge.
So when Infinity first started back in the first location, it was a combination of we would serve food and people would come in and it would be more of a cafe.
I
So
remember that, yeah.
the performance space at Infinity just kind of kept the name Infinity Performance Cafe.
Gotcha. So describe it for people, because it's great.
That room is not where they practice, actually.
Yeah, but talk about that room anyways.
Oh, okay, sorry. That room is, so our performance cafe actually can hold about 200 chairs, and it's like a space that we can intermix it. We can make it into a dance room. We can. It's kind of like a black box theater feel.
All purpose. Yeah, it's all black.
Yep.
You walk in there and you think you're like in a tomb.
Yeah, but we keep adding stuff more and more. We added a stage, we added curtains, so we can put on a full show, and we always keep our a band set up there so students can come in and
Lights,
jam.
microphones. The curtains new?
The curtains are relatively new.
Because I don't remember the curtains before.
Yep, curtains.
And let's see, what else? You got a raised stage.
Yep.
I mean, this is like, no, is it? This is professional level.
And we have a professional board and students. We teach students how to use them, as well as try to. Well, we don't have to ever mic the drums, but try to really.
You don't do the bass drum. Dum, 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 dum. More bass.
I did do a number where she's got a nice big drum solo in there, so It's really exciting. I'm excited for her.
Okay, so where do you practice at home?
Well, in my basement, I have a drum set, and then next to my drum set is my father's drum set, because he plays the drums as well.
Really?
So I'm just downstairs playing, and I think nobody else can hear me, so I just am playing, and then upstairs, my parents are like, "Oh, she's playing again."
Yeah. When I was young, once upon a time, I had a band, and we played in my parents' basement. And one day my father said, I was wondering, John, if you know a song. And I go, what's that? He said, do you know how to play Far, Far Away? And I looked at him, and he meant was like, get out of the basement, go somewhere else. Because the house would just shake, because we had a bass player, we had the drums, the vocals and all that stuff. I thought that wasn't very funny, Dad. But anyways, and parents, we're talking about mentors. I mean, when you have family that's willing to have you drumming in while they're trying to watch TV or do anything, or does the things move on in your house on the counters or anything like that? Yeah. You ever go upstairs and the picture frames are now like this? You gotta go set them all back up again. So I know. Okay, so your plans down the road. Your sister's going to go on to college and become a great illustrator or artist, and she's going to be in the Guggenheim and all that stuff. What are you going to be?
I'm not totally 100% sure.
Yeah, you're kind of young yet.
But I do love photography, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure though.
Okay, and not that I'm giving you advice, because I'm sure your family has, but I'll tell you, if you stick with drums and you're going to college, you could pay your college by drumming. There are very few female drummers in this world, and I've played with a couple of them over the years, and they're always in demand, you know. And if you can sing on top of it all, super. So just think about that a little bit. But if you don't want it, that's okay too. So your sister gave us a wonderful reason why someone should be at Infinity. So what would you tell somebody that's your age?
Well, a lot of times people will have an instrument or like that their parents have passed down to them, or they'll be like Scottish or Hispanic, or like they'll have generations back, and they don't know how to play the instrument, but they want to continue their beliefs and their religion. And Infinity definitely helps, not only teaching them the instrument, but also sometimes my instructor for clarinet, she has taught me a couple of background history and some artists who played clarinet and drums. And
You know, there's so much history to music. You know, we were looking at the piece there about the Gangsta Grass, you know, and that I didn't make that up. They're a real band. And they were like on one of those competitions, you know, The Voice or something like America's Got Talent or something like that. And they did really, really, really well. But when we go back and we learn, and you said Scottish, you know, a lot of the Scottish music is a lot of your bluegrass today. And then the black movement, you know, the cotton fields and things like that was those callback blues, right? And things like that. And I've played just about everything that you can do except for rap. I don't do rap. And but I mean, but all that music goes back to hundreds of years ago. So that's so cool. And you know, you said sometimes people hand down instruments from their families. My mother handed me down an instrument. It was called radio. And we had no instruments. We didn't have any instruments, so we just sort of fell into them. But anyways, so I wish you great luck, and thank you for coming on. And maybe we can see some pieces on YouTube or on your Facebook page, right?
Yes, you definitely can.
I'll be looking for you. Okay, and when's that going to be again?
Our spring showcase is April 26th at 7 p.m. at Washington Middle School.
So practice. All right,
She's ready.
So we're going to get the camera on me. We're not going to do a little commercial break here, but we're going to say thank you so you can move on, and then we're going to get to our next guests, okay? So, Ophelia, thanks, and well done. Okay, so that's okay. See, we're right there. Okay, so what's happening now?
Well, I'm not sure where you want to go with this, but you have two really cool guests that you have something happening with.
Right.
So, do we want to introduce them? And
probably we should. They've been sitting here the whole show quietly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're usually not that quiet.
All right, I'm gonna disconnect my earpiece here because I gotta move. Okay. So go ahead.
All right. So with us today, we have two girls who actually became friends through Infinity, right? Would that be right? So I have Amaya Thompson here with us. She's 16 years old, and she's a voice student at Infinity, and also in several group classes. And I have Jolee Schultz, who is also a voice student at Infinity, and I just pull them into all my group classes. So, girls, what are we doing today?
We are singing Landslide.
Landslide.
With Doc here.
Okay, and we'll do that here in a minute. We'll just do a little interviewing.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Okay, so, Amaya, where are you from?
Jamestown.
Jamestown? Well, you could have been Alaska, right?
Right, it could have been. Yeah, it could have been.
Okay, so how long have you been with Infinity?
I took a break, but I think so far, like 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what you do is not easy to do, okay? We rehearsed the other day together, and you were doing harmony. Yeah. And that is such a hard thing to teach somebody if you don't know what the heck you're doing.
Yeah.
And you were doing really, really well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And so how did you learn harmony?
Jamie Lee.
Her?
Oh, yeah.
They work really hard. It's not me. I just teach them certain things, and they train them. They work really hard. Mm-hmm. It's not me. Okay. It's them.
So, why did you get into singing, vocals?
I've always been around music, My father, my mother, my whole family is just so involved with music.
In what level? What way?
My dad is an instrumentalist.
What does he play?
Plays the guitar.
Good man.
The drums. And the piano.
Oh, wow.
My mother can sing. My stepmother can also sing. She's very talented.
Wow. So you really didn't have a whole lot of choices.
Yeah, my whole family just...
It's like being a Buffalo Bills fan. You're born in this area. You
we are that too. But yeah, so, and I just like was born to sing.
Okay.
And I feel like that's definitely a purpose for me.
So where do you think you're going to go with singing?
I don't know. I know that I'm just going to be around it and singing for forever. I don't know if I want to continue that field, but I know that I'm going to be involved with music.
Okay. Jamie, true or false? The older you get, the better your voice gets. As a rule.
True.
I find that to be true.
Yeah, because you develop through, and then eventually your hormones level out, and you're okay.
I'm not making this up. Okay, I think I told you the other day I learned to sing in a boys' choir at 10 years old. I was a first soprano.
Really?
Seriously, and then I was a second soprano. Then I was an alto, and then I ended up being where I am now, a baritone bass. Okay, because we're guys, our voices change and things like that. So where are you in the range?
Well, I was an alto,
and
my choir teacher just put me wherever is needed. So
Uh-huh.
now I'm a soprano too, but I was an alto.
Sort of like in between there, right? Between
Yeah.
the two. Yeah. Okay. So, as far as what you do with your voice down the road, you can do it just for fun, in church, with friends, shower. I do real well in the shower.
Me too.
But, it's a lifelong skill, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, we'll get back to you here in a minute, okay? Jolee, how long have you been at Infinity?
Going on like 10 years about, 9 years, I think.
You don't have a home?
No. No. I do, in fact, spend most of my time there.
I find that's
I'm there
true. When
Monday
you get
through
really
Thursday.
involved with something, you just crave it, and love to do it. The other day when I came in there, it was like watching you corralling cats. Remember, everybody's running around doing all these, and they're all organized, but it was like kids everywhere. So, how'd you get into singing?
I've definitely also born into a musical family. I started going to Infinity with my dad and my brother.
Okay.
My dad took guitar lessons, and my brother did drums. And they both still kind of mess around with both of them.
You told me you could play 2 chords the other day, I think, didn't you?
I got that, yep. Maybe 3 if we're pushing it.
Okay. So, what level are you performing at the festival, or what are you doing there?
I have a solo while there's live painting going on. I am in multiple group numbers, and I am doing a duet with Amaya as well.
But not this one.
Not this one, a different one. Stay
tuned.
tuned.
See is here.
Only here on Chautauqua Sunrise. All right, if we can just take a little breather, I want to see what Eulalia is doing over there. Can we get a camera on over her and see what she's doing? How's it coming over there? What do you, I can't see there. What is that?
Ooh.
Violin. Okay.
So what Eulalia did not tell you, and Ophelia didn't get a chance to, is that violin is one of those instruments that is passed down through their family. And their sister that's not here, Lavinia, is an amazing violinist.
Very nice.
And so is their mom.
Okay. And let's say, Jolee, look at the camera if you want. After 10 years, why would you recommend going to Infinity?
As you mentioned, I'm not really home much. I think being at Infinity so long, it's definitely become like a second home. You become family with the people that are there.
Yeah.
You see them multiple times a week. I'm there Monday through Thursday at this point, I think.
Just for show prep.
But guys. I'm only there Monday through Wednesday normally. But it definitely becomes a second family. And like Eulalia said, you meet these people that you probably would have never met outside of a program like that.
Okay. So we're gonna do a song together. I'm not singing. That's the good news. Why did you pick this song?
I think this song, we just really loved it. Like the harmonies go so well together. It's just a beautiful kind of easygoing song,
Yeah.
and I think
And
we just
this
really
was
enjoy
written
it.
by Stevie Nicks originally for her
Yes.
father, I believe. I think that's I think I heard where she dedicates the song to her dad. He was in the audience that particular performance. But we're not going to do her version. What are we doing?
You're not. We are doing the Chicks
And why is that?
performance. I think it just kind of fit us
Yes.
a little bit better. Stevie Nicks' version is definitely a little lower, I
Yeah.
believe.
So, yeah,
And
different key.
I think having the Chicks being kind of like a girl group type thing, they've definitely kind of organized that in a better way for us to sing.
Okay. And why am I here today? Doing this with
Well,
them?
so funny story,
Please
Doc,
do.
is that you tell me Doc tells me that he's a musician, and I say let's do this. Let's get you on stage at Infinity.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to do that yet.
No, we tried it like 2 or 3 times.
And then Justin tells us, hey, I really miss the live performance, and I said, we're going to make this work, but why not put 2 birds, 1 stone, get Doc to perform.
So this is all about Justin then?
It's all about Justin.
It's always about Justin.
Okay.
But also, we want to really showcase what you're going to see next week at the Spring Showcase. And these 2 girls have a beautiful number. They're some of our older students there, Eulalia as well, and they're going to be on there. They're really highlighting what you're going to see, the way kids can be in different walks of life, come together, and make music and make art.
So, in all sincerity, this is a very big honor for me to play for you guys.
Thank you for playing
Seriously.
for us.
I'm in semi-retirement from band life, but I still sit in with a lot of folks. So this is my pleasure, and this is going to be my first working with the Infinity folks here. I've done it other places, back in Jamestown. So anyways, so we're going to do Landslide by the Dixie Chicks. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay.
You're ready.
you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, maybe, well, maybe, well, maybe, inside will bring you down.
It's okay to clap. Wow. Well, vocal teacher, how do we do?
They did great.
Did we bring you to tears?
I actually told myself I would not cry, but and I succeeded.
Excuse me.
Yeah. But like I just every time we work on these things together, and you know we have. I just love it. I'm speechless.
Thank you. That was our goal, right? Get
Doc
her to
is
be
always
quiet.
trying to shut me up. Doc is always trying to shut me up.
Oh no, that's not true. I gotta ask you a question. When you hit the harmony, how did that feel? I could feel it here. It was like a vibration I could feel with the guitar and stuff. It was
It's
so
just
good.
so peaceful.
It is. It
it's
was.
so like reassuring that it sounds so awesome together.
And do you ever do this when you're in the I call it the zone or in Zen? It's like there is no other world. Right now, with the three of us, we're just like right there, and it was so good. And we hit our marks just right where we were supposed to too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The first time we did it wasn't so good. And we all sort of said, we got to work on that little spot. And it only took us one time, but.
No, we got it.
Yeah, so.
And the thing is that like you hear it and it sounds so good together, and people don't realize it actually. It's complicated, and it's not as simple as just. Hey, just do this one for me. Just do this one. It takes practice. It takes work. It takes skill sets, and they put the time in and they do it. And that's with everything that we do at Infinity. We teach kids, but we teach them how to do it and how to love it when they do it, and then they come together with people like you.
Thank you. That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you. All right, so we got like a minute and 50 seconds left. So let's talk a little bit about the festival, and you can jump in anytime. Okay, so what's coming up?
So upcoming April 26th, we have Infinity's Spring Showcase. And like you said in the beginning, it's kind of a milestone of Infinity. Every year we've done this. This will be our 26th consecutive year, I believe.
Wow.
And we just bring, this year I think we have 85 students coming together, from crew to stage to art to...
That's a lot of moving parts.
Tell me about it.
I saw 20 of them the other day.
Yeah, you did see our theater class. So tickets are on sale now. They're pre-sale right now, are only $8 for paying adults, and it's free for kids under 18.
Yeah, that wasn't in my announcement. That was kind of different. I didn't say anything. I said admission's free for 18, and then there was nothing else.
Yep.
So $8?
$8 pre-sale. You can get them by just calling Infinity, 716-664-0991, or you can go online to infinityperformingarts.org.
Could you say that phone number just a little slower for the listeners on the radio?
Yes, sure. Okay, you ready? Here it goes again.
Slowly.
716-664-0991.
Okay.
Infinity Performing Arts, all one word, .org, /shop. That's where you can find our tickets that you can buy online. And they're $10 at the door.
Awesome. And the proceeds go to support all the good stuff you
Everything
all do every
at
year.
Infinity.
All right. So you coming back this Christmas time with some folks?
We will. We'll
All
be back
right.
at Christmas.
That's where we all met last Christmas time, right? Yes. Yeah. Or this past Christmas. All right. So a phone number for somebody if they want to join classes or anything like that, because we're down to like nubs here. Nothing
Same number, 716-664-0991. I think we should get a peek at what Eulalia's got going
Yes,
on
I was just,
before
you beat me to it. Is she done? Where is she? There she goes. Are you kidding? Oh my God.
And she had less than 30 minutes.
Wow, yeah. That is wonderful. All right, folks, unfortunately, we've run out of time. So everyone that participated, parents that are here today, and folks, thanks for joining us. I'm Doc Hamels, and you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise and my friends from Infinity, and hopefully we're going to see and hear good things from all of you in the near future. And check out your spring festival. When is that again?
April 26th.
All right.
At 7 p.m. at Washington Middle School.
All right. And phone number one more. You're supposed to do phone numbers 3 times throughout the show.
Oh,
Okay, so
716-664-0991.
All right. So we're going to do this all again next Saturday morning. And hopefully we will hear from you I know we had a caller. Sorry we couldn't get to you, but the timing wasn't quite right because we were just about ready to start the song, and I knew we were running out of time. So thanks for everyone, and thanks to the parents for coming out and getting students here. That's always a big help. And have a great weekend. And, happy Easter for all of you in the spring weather that we're having. So take care, and we're getting a view of everybody. Everybody's in here.
We did not warn them.
Okay, bye now, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Very sit tight. Sit.